Hi there, it's Sandra with Brew City Thrifts. Today I am at the Goodwill in Brookfield, which is west of Milwaukee, and it is a Monday after work, and I really don't remember if I was lucky here last time or not so lucky. I hope luck is with us. Let's get in there and let's hit it. Well, here's some pretty pieces to catch my eye right off the bat. Got some chintz here with violets. I'm kind of partial to violets, you may know, but it looks like it's a contemporary piece. I think it might have said Teleflora even. Nearby is this lidded dish. It looks like it might have some age. I am not recognizing that maker's mark. There's a lot of crazing, but it's kind of plain. Here's the first of many lidded casseroles we're going to see on the shelves here. This is an Edwin Knowles, probably vintage or possibly even antique. The pattern is pretty simple. It's pretty, but I think I will move along. I notice these serving platters underneath. They do seem to be older, but they are also Edwin Knowles platters. This is a brand made in the USA, and depending on the piece, some of them can bring a decent return, but I am going to move on to another lidded casserole back here, pulling it up. The maker is Bryn Mawr by Salem. It's another USA made piece of china, not super desirable, collectible. Nice, but not going to bring a big return. Then I noticed this cake plate. I really did like the pattern on it. Back here, I saw this. The pink really caught my eye. It's a flamingo dish. Probably not that old, but kind of fun. You can't get too much more kitschy than pink flamingos. On the shelf, the first thing that catches my eye is this set of what look to be older canisters. They've got speckles and brown accents and no other markings, so a little on the plain side. This floral lidded casserole is a Homer Laughlin piece. The pattern isn't grabbing me. This, on the other hand, looks like restaurant wear. I like the pattern. It's hefty. It's by Wellsville, China, the Belmont pattern. This is an Ohio-based maker, again, early 20th century to mid 20th century. I like it. I'm not so sure how that particular pattern does on eBay, so I'm moving on because I see this. This is so darn cute. Look at this. This is a piece of glass. On the back, it is telling you the story of thread. Is anything more exciting? No, but I honestly think it is super sweet. Coates and Clark is the maker. They were in operation up to 1962. And for people who like sewing and like the hand arts, I think that's just a really sweet historical piece. So I put it in my cart. Oh, I also wanted to show you. I did pick up this Dickens Village series. When I first got in the door, they were kind of in a special area. And some of you may know that I have a friend who's a collector, and I've already got their holiday gift taken care of, and I got it for a great price, so happy with that find. Over here among the silverware, I'm doing a scan first, and the first thing that I want to pick up is this wooden shoe bottle opener. It looks like it could be a little souvenir piece from the Netherlands. Down here on the lower shelf, though, this caught my eye. So again, I am learning barware by focusing on the things that stand out to me. And so advertisement pieces for big name brands I will take a look at. In this case, this is a Jack Daniel's bottle. It does look to have some age. There is a little wear on the gilding, but it also is a nice looking decanter or bottle. And I put it in my cart to take a quick look online, and it does turn out to be worth the pickup. Among the mugs, this one caught my eye because of the three-dimensional elements. and just the really pretty floral design. I do like three-dimensional mugs, especially when they are peekaboo mugs. This is not, and I don't recognize the maker Floris, but I do really think it's a very pretty mug, and with that bird and the two flowers, I take it. I had picked up this tabletops toss beanbag game a little bit earlier. It is for a sports team. It is for the Wyoming Cowboys, and it's in the box, so it's coming with me. Among the china sets, doing my slow pan as I often do when I approach some new shelves. I'm seeing some old things I'm going to have to look at and some hand painted things. These cups look like they could be blue onion, not marked. Under here is a pretty hand painted saucer. It is English Royal Grafton, but the cup is missing. I'm reaching for some brown pottery mugs. These are USA made, probably mid-century. They've got a little embossing on them to make them a little special. And then we've got a Bunnykins bowl here. This is Royal Dalton. It is likely vintage, a cereal bowl. You probably could make a little money on it, but I decided to move on. I see another lidded casserole, and this one is also Noritake, the Morimura brothers, the big M there for them. I do like Noritake patterns sometimes, but this one I'm going to leave. This plate is pretty. This is Lenox. And I think it's very pretty, but I am trying to move a whole bunch of Lenox that I've recently acquired, and it's moving a little slow. So I'm going to leave that plate. This is another pretty floral cup, contemporary, another pretty English saucer. Another really nice one, but no cup. Back here under that stack of blue dishes is a hand-painted plate. And another hand-painted square plate. This is by Max Sarah. I believe this is a contemporary pattern, contemporary maker. You can get these online like at Amazon, etc. And then I noticed this plate, and it's big and hefty, and it's got that old look. I decide I'm going to put it in my cart right away because I think it's something special. It is signed. The artist's last name is Toggenbeek. On the back you can see that it is Delft. It is marked as by Boch and Royal, and it's most likely not a super old piece, but a quality piece. And I am going to put that in my cart. Here's a nice looking marble box. It has a lid. It is very pretty, the marbling, and it is very serviceable. It's got some feet on it, but it also has a huge repair. That corner had fallen off and was glued back on. I'm here in the boxes area, and this box here catches my eye. It is a wooden box with a little design, but lightweight and fairly contemporary. Next, I take a look at this tin. It looks like it might have some age. Some vintage, especially British tins, can be quite collectible. It's a little scuffing. This is definitely something to think about. I didn't try to peel off the label. I just decided I wasn't thrilled with the quality, and I decided to move on. And then I noticed this. It is a Punch Studio box. Now, I love Punch Studio designs. This is a California-based company. They really play off of vintage design in a contemporary way, and they make these great storage items, very practical too. So that is coming with me. I noticed this candle holder because of what looks like capiz shell inlay. I'm not sure if that's the material. It does maybe have a little bit of age, and it's a pretty design, but I do move on to this. Having found sterling silver recently, I think everything might be sterling silver. I can't actually make out the mark on this piece, but it did seem like it was probably silver plate. And so I decided to continue looking. Here, right next to it, was a made to look like copper music box, a little bit wonky, as you can see. Some of the pieces that do replicate old buildings or old style buildings are interesting to me. So I like it, but of course it's missing too much to pick it up. I noticed this piece. This looks like it might be from India. It's got an intricate design, but it's otherwise not too visually interesting, and the design is rather shallow, so I leave it. I am partial to ceramic pieces with skipped paint. White paint on ceramic is just a look I really like, but unfortunately the chip on the rim is going to prohibit me from picking that up. Here is another kind of skipped paint looking item. This is sur la table. This is a nice company with good products. This piece is nice. Again, we've got a chip on the rim, so it's going to have to stay on the shelf. Well, this is looking kind of old. This is what is known as a portrait picture. And getting closer, you can see it says Cinq Mars. That is a historical figure, the Marquis of Cinq Mars. He was around the time of Louis the 13th of France, and he was an enemy of Cardinal Richelieu, a powerful enemy of the king. So this was obviously a picture that was made carrying a portrait of his, very popular antique. But because there were a lot of them made, there are a lot of them available on eBay. So while I think it's a really lovely, undamaged piece of history, I decide to leave it on the shelf. It really isn't my style, and I think it's a really nice piece for people who like this style. Come get it. I notice among the vases peeking out from behind here a very pretty emerald green glass vase. Now, this, I think of looking at this, that this is Bohemian glass, and it's got the little chabochons. It's got the hand painted gilding. It very well could be. I am not a glass expert. You know that if you watch my channel that I'm a little bit tentative with glass, but I just thought the shape, the quality of the painting, and those little beads made it kind of special. So I decided to put it in my cart and look it up and see if it might be worth a try. And it was. Nestled among the tchotchkes, we find a hand-painted item that is making me think blue sky and Heather Goldmink, and in fact, turning it around, it sure is. Honestly, though, I really like the color and the bold and whimsical design of her items, so that was just a little too plain for me. Here we have a green glass electric conductor. They're asking $7 for it. Only if it glows might I pick it up, and that one did not quite have the uranium look to it. I noticed this little trinket box. Nothing too special. This little trinket box, also somewhat humble, but it's got that inlay. It's stone inlay. These boxes often have shell inlay. I just like the design. It's a simple piece, but it's sweet, and it's made out of stone, so it goes in my cart. Then I noticed this tin. This is contemporary. This is not so old, but it's got the embossed cats on it, and one of those cats is winking, and I just thought that was super cute and super functional. You can use it for so many things, so that goes in my cart. Here's a trio of sweet sleepy puppy dogs. Down here is a pretty plate. This has a nice design. $2.99. It is made to be hung on the wall. I do like it, but I decide to leave it this time. I also like this little Native American pot. Unfortunately, it's a little scuffed. Otherwise, I might have picked that up. I've got another trinket box to catch my eye. I like the design on the top. It looks like it could be Mexican. And then I noticed this. This is hand-carved stone. It is a beautiful bird's egg blue. The design is etched into the stone. And I do like it. It's a little on the simple side, but it was worth looking at. Then we've got a piece of Williamsburg pottery here, a candle holder, nothing too special. I'm reaching for yet another trinket box, and this one's pretty special looking. This is Italian alabaster. I'm pretty certain of it. It's got a nice design on the top. Oh no, there's a nick there. Everything else looks pretty intact. The label is still there. I'm going to have to think about that because the damage on the top, I'm going to leave it in my cart for a second and think about it. I do see something else I wanted to pull out, and it is this super fun piece of glass. So just like that sewing tray, that glass tray at the beginning of this shopping trip, this is another clearly vintage, fun piece of glass. This is a bingo card, and I love, it's got to be mid-century. It's fun. It's bingo. There's got to be some bingo enthusiasts that would like something like this, so it's in my cart for now. Okay, it is time for a cart review. We're going to start with the Floris handcrafted 3D mug with a little bird on it. So cute. That is going to come with us, even though it is contemporary. The next thing to take a look at is this charming mid-century story of thread sewer's dream thread tray. I just think that is adorable. I love the history there, and no damage. What? Piece of glass like that? I'm so happy with that. That's just a fun pickup. Here we have one of the finds of the day. This is a signed blue and white classic Delfts plate made in Belgium. Can't go wrong with that. Then we've got the Department 56 Dickens Village building that I am going to gift to my friend. We've got the cat tin with the winking cat. Contemporary, but so cute. We've got the little trinket box. It's lidded, made out of stone with stone inlay. I like that. The colors are pretty. We've got the Punch Studio butterfly box. Oh, gotta love a Punch Studio box. They're still in business, but I think their designs are always really attractive. We've got the Tabletops Toss, the Bags game for University of Wyoming Cowboys fans. We've got this lovely Bohemian glass vase in emerald green with all kinds of design enhancement, including chabochon beads and gilding. We've got the Jack Daniel's Old Number 7 decanter or bottle. It is classic barware for those barware enthusiasts. And there's our haul. The thing that I found the most fun, even though we saw a lot of cool things, but the thing that I just feel is so charming was that glass plate with the history of thread. I mean, it's just the kind of thing that you're not going to find everywhere, and it's historical and informative and cute, and I just thought that was so sweet and charming. I have no idea how well it'll do on eBay, but I don't care. I'm just happy to have it for a while. So hope you enjoyed coming along with me today. Like my channel, subscribe, comment. Love hearing your comments, and come back again, because we'll do this again. And in the meantime, thrift on.